Hello and welcome to the February 29th issue of the Under the Umbrella podcast from the Big Green Umbrella Media Studio. We've got a Leap Day episode. I'm Cody Williams, Cityview reporter with
Tammy Pearson, Iowa Living Magazine's editor.
Tammy. How are you on this Leap Day?
I am joyful.
That's good. It's nice. It's still a little bit cold.
Yes, the wind was, but I jumped right out of bed for Leap Day and hit the road running.
There you go. Would you say that you leapt out?
I did.
One thing that I looked up, I was trying to find fun Leap Day facts or anything interesting aside of the fact that it's a Leap Day and that's fun in and of itself, and that there's a big Leap Day celebration in the town of Anthony, which is on the border of Texas and New Mexico. They have a big 2-day long celebration for Leap Days.
Really?
Yeah, it'll be on March 1st and March 2nd. Apparently they had a big stage. I watched like a video. They had a big stage, a concert. Looked like a blast.
Wow. Do they have frog jumping contests?
That I don't know. I didn't go too deep. I bet they do. I bet they get
If
4
not-
years to plan it.
That's right.
But I thought that was pretty neat. I had no idea about that until I looked it up. I was just trying to find fun stuff.
Well, that is fun.
Oh, yeah. But I suppose that takes us right away into your joke of the day, Tammy.
More fun.
We usually talk about it beforehand, what you're going to do. We didn't talk about it. I'm curious.
About the joke?
Yeah.
Well, here you go. I'm going to use today's joke. What did the heart surgeon buy at the produce stand?
That's going to be a good one.
Tune in for the answer.
Well, on account of we're out of fresh Cityview stories from the month of February, and March's Cityview doesn't go out until next Thursday, I do not have any Cityview stories to promote. Of course, we have the ones from the February edition that were all fantastic that we've talked about this month that are at www.cityview.com.
Say it again.
www.dmcityview.com. Oh, God. That's coming out of my check, isn't it, Tammy? You're going to dock me.
Nah.
But all those stories are still on there. All great reads still. If you still haven't read them, or if you have, worth going back for a second look. Instead, I pulled a couple questions that we ask on our Facebook page to our readers that I figured you and I could talk about instead.
And they are fun questions.
They are. And all of these had got a lot of traction, got a ton of comments, especially the second one that we'll talk about. But first of all, with the state fair coming up this summer, of course, and, the state fair consistently listing out who's going to be performing this year, we asked the question, what band or artist would you like to see at the state fair? And I'll take it one step further. I'll say anybody, any act, dead or alive. What are some acts that you'd like to see, Tammy? What do you think would be interesting?
The Bay City Rollers.
Who are the Bay City Rollers?
Oh, well.
Is it?
They're a little known group, but for music that makes you just want to, what do you call it?
Dance?
Have fun, have a really great time, be upbeat, and then go out and eat a whole lot of food on the stick. I would say Bay City Rollers.
Oh, that sounds like a good one. I was trying to think, too, because you would like him to be, fun, because people said, I checked through the comments, people said Metallica, Sammy Hagar, AC/DC, Elton John, which all sound fantastic.
Yes.
But I personally would love Noah Kahan to come, but that's pretty biased of me. I think he would put on a fun show, but, we never really get good hip-hop acts. We usually get one a year. Like last year we had Ludacris. So I don't know. I think I'd want someone, I don't know, if we could get Usher. That's pretty topical with the Super Bowl halftime show, but someone like that, someone who could really bring that kind of energy to the state fair. We never really get that. Rock bands, though, would be good. What's like Elvis, Prince.
Oh,
Do you think they'd ever come to the Iowa State Fair if they were with us?
But you were being just theoretical, or
Yeah.
is it theoretical or hypothetical, or?
We could come up with a new word that's both of them.
Yes.
Hypothetical,
yes, we could.
theoretical, hypotheoretical.
Okay, in that case, Prince, yes, would be. Oh, that would be awesome.
The Bay City Rollers, though.
You have got to we'll use that as a song for the day today.
Yeah.
And you need to listen to the Bay City Rollers.
I'll listen to the Bay City
Rollers. I want to
Rollers.
rock and roll. Listen to that song.
All night?
Yes.
I thought that was Kiss.
Oh, you're right. Okay. I have to do a Google search. What song am I thinking about? You know what? Just forget you asked me any questions today. But, okay, they do have a Saturday night.
Okay. I might have to tap in.
And I'd like to have Kiss come to...
Kiss would be great. What era were the Bay City Rollers? When were they popular?
Late 1970s.
Late 1970s. Okay.
Yep.
I might. I've got an oldies playlist of songs from yesteryears that I like to listen to. The songs of the day that we have up there on the board: "Umbrella" by Rihanna, courtesy of you. "Me and the Moon" by Gaelic Storm, who's going to perform in March at Hoyt Sherman, and "Out of My Head" by Khalid and John Mayer. Those are the other songs we have up there. Any of those people at the fair would be great. Rihanna especially.
Oh, yes.
That'd be fantastic. Those all sound pretty good. I'm gonna take us to our next one, and this got the most comments I've seen on our Facebook page to date since I've been here. What state would you not want to live in? And unfortunately, some of the top comments were Iowa.
No, come on.
I love living here. I wouldn't have put Iowa. I feel like there were some obvious ones that I mean, I'm sure they were in there. I didn't comb through every single comment and reply, but Nebraska.
I lived in Nebraska, and there's a little part of Nebraska that is very, very pleasant. And Lincoln's a great city.
Yeah.
But I lived in Nebraska City, down in the southeast corner. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. Just the drive west is tough.
It's a rough one trying to drive through Nebraska, which I suppose is a little unfair. I don't think I'd want to live in Nevada because outside of Vegas and Reno and Carson City, I wouldn't want to live in Vegas. I probably wouldn't want to live in Reno. And what even happens in Carson City?
I don't know. And I've never been to that state, so.
I drove through the top half on my way to California, which is all just desert. I mean, it's just desert, and it was horrible. I stepped out of the car to go to Subway, and my lips cracked because of how dry it was.
Oh, dear.
Took one step out of my car and instantly felt it.
That's when you just keep driving and say, I'm not staying.
I remember when it had shocked me also how bad the gas prices are out there.
Oh.
That's something that we always complain about. Everybody complains about gas prices. And then I was it might have been Nevada or somewhere over there, maybe in California, but I got out of my car and I told the guy, I think I said, I'll take 40 on pump 2 or whatever, because I think we only had 40 would fill my tank up here. And then I got there and I said 40, and the guy at the counter said, that's it. Like, I looked at him, I was like, what do you mean that's it? It's $40.
And
he
he
half
said,
a tank.
That won't get you to the next gas station in the desert.
Probably what he was concerned about. And I was like, yeah, 40. I think it got me half a tank, and it barely got me to the next town. And I was like, well, I guess I'll get another $80 worth of gas or whatever.
That was bad.
Yeah. I don't think I'd move to the south either. That's pretty rude and broad.
You're kind of eliminating quite a bit of the country here.
I am. That's true. I'd probably move to some parts of like Florida or
Well,
I'd moved probably a lot of places like Utah, Colorado. I would never move to Wyoming.
what's wrong with Wyoming?
What's right with Wyoming? Do you have a tie to Wyoming?
My cousin used to live in Wyoming.
All right, well,
Yes.
that's rude of me, I suppose. It was just the experience I had driving through Wyoming, also on that same trip
Oh,
to California. It somehow rained. If it wasn't downpouring on us, we were driving through construction, my friend and I, the entire time. And I remember we were driving, we were coming up over a hill, and we saw the sign for Cheyenne. And I was like, oh, Cheyenne, I wonder what it looks like. Came over. I don't think I saw a building over 2 stories tall. I was shocked.
that's a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but it was just very spread out.
Yes.
I think we stopped at a Taco Bell there, and that was about it.
Wow. Okay.
A lot of worse places than Iowa is all I'm trying to get at.
Yes, there are. There are.
I won't read some of the things people said in the comments, but if you feel such obliged, you can go to Facebook and go to our Facebook page and give your own comment, give your own take.
Please do. Please do.
Last chat topic I'll come to you with, Tammy, is what do you put on toast? This was a little bit more neutral than, state divisions and state fair concerts. What do you put on toast?
Well, what do you put on toast besides butter and peanut butter and jelly?
Avocado.
Avocado.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You never had avocado toast, Tammy?
I have not.
Oh,
But
I'm gonna change your life right now.
is avocado a vegetable? Or is avocado a fruit?
I think it's
probably a fruit.
I think it's a fruit, right?
Okay.
I never thought about that. But this is something that I told Amanda that I do, and she also looked at me like I was crazy. But it's so tasty. So I put peanut butter on my toast. That's pretty standard. That's normal.
Yes.
And then I put avocado on top of the peanut butter.
Do you take a slice of it or do you mush it up? How do you do that?
So you cut the avocado open, you take the big pit or the seed out or whatever, and then I do a little cross stitch, not a stitch, but like slices one way, slices the other way.
Yes.
And then that makes it a lot easier to mash once you scoop it out.
Oh.
You scoop it out, mash it down. You get like that creamy butteriness of like a avocado.
Wow.
And then the sweetness and it's also creamy, but the, nutty flavor of peanut butter. Sprinkle a little salt. Sometimes salt. Yeah, a little salt on there.
Now you're getting wild.
I'm a crazy person.
Well, I will buy an avocado and I am going to try that.
You got to make sure it's ripe.
How do I tell?
Squish it.
It has to be squishy.
It's got to have a little give to it. And then I think the tip that I always saw, they have like on the top, there's the little, I don't know what to call it. But it's on the top. There'll be like a little, it's wherever it would grow from.
Oh, whatchamacallit.
Yeah. And that, I think the rule of thumb typically is if you can just like move your finger over that and it'll come off, that means it's ripe.
Okay.
You just kind of move it. If it's sticking and it's staying and it's not giving right away, don't worry about it. But if it does, that's probably ripe. And give it a little squish. It should have some give to it.
Well, let's challenge our listeners to try it on toast, as I will, and comment on Facebook.
Yeah, comment. Tell us what you eat on toast.
With and without salt.
With and without salt. You can have 2 pieces. That's the standard.
I'll cut mine in half.
That's what I do. I'll do half and then I save the other for later.
Okay.
Yeah, those are all the chat topics I had for you.
Well, go to Facebook and add your comments.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what now? Tell me about state basketball.
I can tell you about state basketball. Yeah. The IGHSAU basketball tournament is currently going on. I believe, we're in the semifinals of every division, and I'm just going to tell everybody and you what teams are left in each one, 1A through 5A.
Let's hear it.
So in 1A, the teams that are still alive are Northland, St. Albert, New Alfonda, and Remsen St. Mary's. Do you know where any of those are?
No.
I don't either. I bet you Northland is in Lynn or Northland.
I bet you're right.
But that's pretty fun. 2A, Dyke, New Hartford, Sioux Central, Panorama, shout out to Panorama, and Westwood are all still alive. In 3A, Esterville, Lincoln Central, Mount Vernon, Des Moines Christian, and Solon are still alive. In 4A, Clear Creek, Amana, North Polk, Waverly, Shell Rock, and Bishop Heelan are all still alive. And in 5A, Johnston, Waukee, Cedar Falls, and Dowling, all still playing for the state tournament.
Wow. Some local teams there.
Some local teams, little Johnston, little Waukee, and a Dowling, all right around here. Cedar Falls was a big upset. I think they were the 7 seed, the 7 or the 6 seed, and they made it through their game. That was pretty impressive. I can't remember who they beat, but that was pretty cool.
Like those underdog stories.
Love those. Absolutely love those. Yeah, that should be a good time. That'll be happening through March 2nd, I believe is the final day. March 2nd, I believe, is the final day. But yeah, that's what I got for you for state basketball. A lot of good basketball going on. A lot of good hoops.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
People in Iowa do love their basketball.
They do. They do. It's growing a lot. I think wrestling is probably still king with their their state tournament just wrapping up last week or 2 weeks ago. But state basketball is great. Basketball is pretty big in Iowa, I'd say, too.
Yes. Shall I tell you a little bit about the Daily Umbrella?
I'd love it.
Okay.
I'd love that.
Well, as you know, our Daily Umbrella is a Monday through Friday emailed newsletter. Sign up at www.thedailyumbrella.com and you can get your dose of all kinds of good information. So we have a publisher's column by Shane Goodman, which is always popular, and the weather, which, by the way, it's going to get up to 70 degrees on Sunday after this little cold spell. John Busby presents some information in his Center Stage article, area stage productions and other big events like coming up is the first annual Dogtown Lights GIF Fest. Or is it .gif Fest? I'm not sure how you would say it. Food Dude, of course, from Cityview, Jim Duncan, had some news about Red Lobster. We talked about that this morning. It's the place where, whose family is it that goes there when they come to the big city?
Oh, who did Andrea?
Andrea's family, our co-worker Andrea. Yeah. Not a place that I've been to for many years.
I was there not too long ago for my aunt's birthday.
Well.
My aunt or my grandma, one of the two.
I hope they had a happy birthday.
They did. Great
and
biscuits.
Jim Duncan also gives us daily specials from restaurants all across the metro, from Quick Star, Grilled Cheese Day.
Gotta love it.
That I have to try, to some of the high-end restaurants. Mm-hmm. So read those. And, of course, we have our daily headlines. Today we're talking about education bills that are being debated in the House. Interesting stuff. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we have our birthdays and the riddle of the day, which we'll give you shortly.
Oh, yeah. Hit me with it.
You want the answer now?
Unless you had anything else to go on the Daily Umbrella.
No, let's give the answer.
It is great. That newsletter is great. Shane's column in the mailbag, all that information. That's fantastic. And most importantly, Tammy's joke.
Which is, what did the heart surgeon buy at the produce stand?
What?
Artichoke hearts. The actual answer that I had planned to give was beets, but someone mentioned artichoke hearts, which sounded even more appropriate.
I think so. Beets. Boom, 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 boom. Well, that's great.
What's coming up? What's coming up?
I'll tell you what's coming up, Tammy. I did like your joke, by the way.
Thank you.
I thought it was good. I thought it was clever.
You are just very kind.
Oh, you know. I'm trying. Coming up today and this weekend, of course, like previously mentioned, the IGHSAU basketball tournament will be going on till March 2nd. See some of the best young hoopers in Iowa. You might see the next Caitlin Clark. Tomorrow, on Friday, Mainframe is hosting their first Friday as a DMPS art show, showcasing a ton of art from some of the most talented creators around Des Moines Public Schools. And that'll be on display for the rest of the month, but that'll be the theme around their first Friday. March 2nd and 3rd, there will be a flea market at the Iowa State Fairgrounds if you're interested in doing some shopping. Should be a good time.
Fun.
Yeah, I might hit that up this weekend.
Lots of good stuff going on.
Lots of good stuff. The weather's clearing up. There's going to be shows. There's art. There's basketball. There's flea markets. Anything you can think of. Plenty to do. Plenty to do. Well, I believe that's going to do it here for us today, Tammy.
Have a wonderful leap day.
Have a wonderful leap day, everybody. We want to say thank you for listening to the Under the Umbrella podcast, and a thank you from everyone here at Big Green Umbrella Media. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. You can read the Guthrie Center publications at www.gctimesnews.com, Iowa Living Magazine stories at www.iowalivingmagazines.com, Cityview at www.dmcityview.com. If you have a story suggestion or would like to make a comment, you can send those to editor@dmcityview.com. Thank you and goodbye.